hear about your ass. Please understand that about the way I love you, Marjorie Elaine. The first word I ever said to her was, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna marry you one day. Man, Marjorie, the thing that Marjorie's not telling you all.
Telling everybody's business? Okay, now don't let me start telling Steve's business.
Close sources have lately stepped into the spotlight to shed light on the unfolding Harvey family drama. But this is not just about any other love triangle. At the center of this storm is none other than William Big Boom Freeman. And for those who are not familiar, William was not just anybody, Gary. The walls between verity and report blur. One thing becomes egregious. Freeman's place in the Harvey macrocosm was important, whether as a trusted supporter, a business coworker, or as the eye of the storm in this reproach. His influence and effect are really significant. The Scuttlebutt shop is in overdrive, and social media platforms are buzzing with addicts. He was Steve's right-hand man, a confident someone the star trusted implicitly. This makes the alleged treason sting indeed more. It seems the whispers of secret rendezvous were not bare figments of the imagination. Interposers have reported sightings of Marjorie and William in intimate settings, cafes, late-night drives, and indeed isolated places where Steve was conspicuously absent. The scripts painted by these sources are not just of two musketeers catching up. There were inarguable signs of chemistry and an unmistakable closeness that raised numerous eyebrows. Let's first explain that you should not feel bad about it. Yet, then is where the story thickens. Sources, in a surprising twist, have managed to gain William's side of the tale. Word on the road is that William did, in fact, confirm a certain closeness with Marjorie. Still, he remained cryptic about the nature and depth of their relationship. He was not giving down all the juicy details, but the hints were clear enough to set tongues wagging. Furthermore, interposers have this gut feeling that William might be sitting on a gold mine of information about Steve himself. The word blackmail has been thrown around, with some indeed suggesting that William, conceivably in cahoots with Marjorie, is conniving to get a hefty slice of Steve's fortune. It's pivotal to note that Marjorie and William have known each other since the early nuffies, fueling enterprises of a long-cooked plan. Please drink the juice of my dream, my woman, Marjorie Foran. So what does this mean for Steve Harvey? He has erected a conglomerate on his attractive personality, facetious one-liners, and the trust of millions. These exposures, if proven true, could cast a long shadow on his image, shaking the very foundation of his addict base, with whispers turning into roars. Only time will tell where this tale of conspiracy and treason will lead. While the limelight has largely been on the contended affair, there is another storm brewing beneath the surface. Hollywood's inner circles have been abuzz with murmurs about Steve and Marjorie's probable bifurcation. A divorce numerous say appears to be on the horizon. Recent developments fuel to confirm these allegations. In a dramatic shift, Marjorie has been seen less and less at Steve's side during public engagements. This shift in dynamic, particularly for a couple who was formerly thick, is insolvable to ignore. Also, there is Steve himself. Suckers of his talk program have noted moments when he sounded more colliginous, with veiled hints to particular difficulties, specific speeches on the problems of trust, and the pains of treason. Has the internet guessing whether it was a secret hint to his own connubial troubles. This is not just about Steve and Marjorie, though. The impact reverberates through their amalgamated family, their children, some of whom are in the spotlight, are facing scrutiny and questions from suckers and media alike. Similar public dishonors tend to take a risk on families, and theirs is no exception. For illustration, last week several news pieces surfaced regarding the opinions of Brandy Harvey, Lori Harvey, and indeed Lori's partner, Michael B. Jordan. And all their exposures boiled down to one thing. Despite all of the public denials from Marjorie and Steve, they're on the verge of divorce. That is what you were saying to me? Alex? Sorry. Okay, just a surprise calling in. Also comes the question of finances. With Steve's vast wealth, a divorce could have significant fiscal counter-accusations. Legal pundits, gossip columnists, likewise presume on implicit agreement quantities and how means might be divided considering Steve's extensive real estate holdings, show contracts, and other gambles. The figures being bandied are mind-boggling. Public has not held back. Moreover, social media is divided, with suckers expressing their shock, sympathy, and, in some cases, dubitation. Fellow celebrities have been more guarded, though many have expressed their support for Steve, hoping for a peaceful resolution to the couple's issues. Marjorie, it seems, has set up her voice amidst all this chaos. She made a direct disproof on her social media platform, asserting her innocence. To be precise, she wrote, "My hubby and I do not generally stop to address all the foolishness and lies that have been spread about us. Still, to whom much is given, much is needed. I understand, and that with my platform comes some kind of responsibility to those that may not be as strong as we read, and partake this with your loved ones that may not know how to duly manage." At the same time, Steve isn't running behind his woman or soon-to-be ex-wife, putatively, as he hourly disputed the allegations out loud during a recent addict meetup. Rumors just let me say blubbing, okay? But what about William Big Boone Freeman, formerly regarded as Steve's most trusted aide? These claims have put a big wrench in his image. However, it's not only about a treason of fellowship, but a seeming breach of professional constancy for someone who stood with Steve amid career highs and lows. This twist, if the reports are true, adds another subcase of complexity to an formerly convoluted tale. And Big Boone was not just a typical sentry. Over the times, his association with Steve was concentrated, deeply ingrained into the fabric of both Steve's particular and professional life. Many recall how Freeman played a necessary part in managing security details during Steve's civil tenures and television show recordings. He was not just responsible for physical protection, but also handled numerous behind-the-scenes affairs, icing smooth operations wherever Steve went. There is indeed talk about how Freeman was frequently involved in crucial business meetings, not as a party but as a silent bystander standing guard, always vigilant. This propinquity to Steve's business dealings handed him a unique edge point. He was not just privy to Steve's particular life, but had perceptivity into the Napoleon's business trials, implicit deals, and assiduity connections. This propinquity is why numerous were caught suddenly when allegations of his purported affair with Marjorie started arising. One of the lower explored but inversely intriguing rudiments of this saga is Freeman's position in Steve and Marjorie's connections. The narrative boosted in 2005 when Steve, lately single, got a suggestion from his sentry about reuniting with Marjorie. In a Foursquare discussion with People in 2016, Steve stated, "He told me, look, the only time I have ever seen you happy was when you were with that lady Marjorie. Now before you go and do something dumb and marry another lady, I am calling her." Embracing the moment, Steve's sentry called one of Marjorie's familiarity, leading to a rapid-fire connection with Marjorie herself. Throughout their talk, Marjorie disclosed she had been unattached for a solid 4 times, without vacillation. Steve took the following flight to Memphis. How can the Joe credited for bringing the brace together reportedly end up being the one pulling them piecemeal? I met her 86, 87 when the song came out. Also, God gave her back to me in 2005. Propositions galore. Others feel that William's huge smash films could have been surreptitiously tilting off the tabloids, while some say this might be a long-running plot to stink off a piece of Steve Harvey's substantial fortune. A current emotion among these ideas is that William, being Steve's confidant and right-hand Joe, must be privy to material that hasn't entered the public light. Could he conceivably have enough dirt on Steve to fuel a high-stakes blackmail operation? The guess is horizonless. Steve Harvey, with his enormous conglomerate, stands as a profitable target. Could there be a lesser play in stir? A planned long game where Marjorie and William are considering joining together to gain a portion of his fortune. The suggestion isn't hugely unsupported, given William's near closeness to Steve's particular and professional life. This position surely offers him access to secrets and knowledge that the public hasn't seen. Is it doable that he has ammo important enough for a blackmail operation? the layers of dubitation are thickening, making it all the more instigative for observers to put these unfolding events in perspective. Both Steve and Marjorie have had their share of previous difficulties. Steve's multiple marriages and his involvement in colorful suits have been public knowledge. Marjorie's own former romantic snares and the murky circumstances hurting them have also raised eyebrows. Could their questionable history have eventually caught up with them in the form of this new reproach?